Get away from there. Come on. Get away from those wires. Hello. Sorry about that, folks. Welcome. This is a bourbon taste challenge. Get away from those. Get away from those wires. Get. Sorry about that. I got a little disruption here. Get away from those wires. Last time she stepped on my surge protector and turned off the whole system. Need to cool it. I'm trying to do a taste challenge. Go up there. I'm sorry, folks. Thought things would be calmer. I have two Kentucky straight bourbon whiskeys. This is Heaven Hill Old Style Bourbon. Copyright first used in 1937, so it's probably when they introduced it, since pretty risky to put something on the market it's not trademarked. I got this liter bottle at a liquor store in Texarkana. I'm breathing hard because it can't warm me out. Texarkana, Arkansas, across the street from Texas. This liter bottle was $11.99. That was 3 years ago. 3 years ago and 3.5 years. And I'm going to tell you the details in a minute. Here is Evan Williams. I bought this in Metairie, Louisiana at International Market. They never restocked these bottles. I think they don't make them anymore. But I can still get it over there in the really little bottles, 200 milliliters. And I can get this in liters at some other stores. But I have enough. This is enough for my lifetime. I've bought this many times. This one is rare. It's not even listed on their website. If you get on the Evan Williams website, this does not exist. Just like the Jack Daniel's Green Label. If you get on their website, this does not exist. The Jack Daniel's Green Label is not part of their portfolio, but it's on the shelf in Texas. And Evan Williams Green Label is on the shelf in Louisiana. Glass or plastic. Now, here's the thing about these products. I'll pour them first so you'll see, and now I can get out of the dark. I got to get away from those wires. Get away from those wires. She shut the whole system down, or she bit through one of my wires. Okay, so, poured that. I'm going to pour this one. Now I got to become very militant now. Good. Excuse me for a minute. I'm going to become fanatical. I told you to get away from those wires. Now I want you to wait. You got a whole floor full of toys. Plush toy. Mice. Scratch board. Tennis ball. Alien toy. Play with those. Not my equipment. Enough's enough. Yeah, well, you can't drink whiskey. You'll die, which sometimes I think wouldn't necessarily be a bad thing. All right. I don't really mean that, but anyway, there's the labels. There's the bottles. Charles says, a couple of weeks ago, I drove from Chicago to Miami to get on a cruise. Well, that's a long drive. Picked up a 1.75 green label while driving through Kentucky. Can't get it in Chicago. Oh, you're talking about the Evan Williams. Okay, see what I mean? Campfire Music says, cheers. Cheers to you. Where are you? So the appearance is the same. Well, actually, I'm going to retract that. The Heaven Hill seems a little bit darker. You might notice that it's copper and this one is amber, but it's close. Now we're on the lamps, or I should say, I'll turn on the lamps. Wait a minute, this lamp's not coming on. Did you unplug it again? This is not good. Get back. Get back. Get away. Oh boy. Looks like I'm gonna have to buy a new ring lamp. Because looks like this one's not going to work anymore. Thanks to you. Well, I'll just have to be kind of dark here. Got a little bit of a ring lamp. So I'm sorry about all this confusion. This ring lamp was working after I repaired it, but it's not now. Hey, brother, how are you? I was happy to have found your review earlier in the week. You didn't steer me wrong. I've been a fan since, says Trevor Advisori. Oh, thank you. Let's look at these two. They're both aged 3 years. They're both Kentucky straight bourbon whiskeys. They're both sour mash Kentucky straight bourbon whiskeys, and they're both charcoal filtered. They filter them through charcoal. So the question is, are these the same product with different labels? That's what's got me a little confused. Are they the same product with different labels? Now I can show you what Heaven Hill looks like today. Let's see. Go on Total Wine and More. And I'm not getting any quality. They don't sell quality. So let's look up Quality House Old Style Bourbon. I'll show you what the new label looks like. I don't know why they changed the name. Even the distributor telling me they told him that they changed the name, but he couldn't understand. I talked to him today. He said he didn't understand why it was changed. So here's the screen share. Now they're showing Total Wine, claiming that they've got it. So you got a white label now saying HH. It's got the same symbol with the animals. It says QH, Quality House Style Bourbon, Kentucky Straight Bourbon Whiskey. I was going to try to show you the sides of the bottle. It just gives the same, more or less, description. There's your front. You're talking about the genuine sour mash. That's got European note. Okay, so Total Wine and More's got this going for $7.99. That's an amazing price. Like I said, I paid $11.99 for the liter. This 80 proof expression is sweet, great on ice, and an excellent value with rye-like aromas and spice and wood notes on the palate and a warming finish of sugary caramel. You will savor every sip. Okay. Gets an 80, 8.0, A minus. 10 months ago, very good and sweet. The price point is awesome too. Yeah, I gotta agree with that. Okay, so this is beyond old, 1937. Yeah, that is beautiful. I wonder how it tastes. I'm always wary if the price is too cheap. Both of these distilleries are only 40 minutes from my house. Okay, so these are made at the same place, I think. Evan Williams and Heaven Hill are made at the same, or Quality House as it's called now, are made at the same distillery. So this is what the bottle looked like in 22 when I bought it. Now, I think I got the last batch that came out under Heaven Hill's label. And then I think right after or during that time, they were transitioning to Quality House. Come on, go out. Smells like sour mash bourbon. You know, you get that like that charcoal filtered sourdough bagel aroma. The cat had other plans. Oh man, she was really wild tonight. And then she bit through that cord. See, there's supposed to be a lamp right there where I'm pointing. She bit through the cord, and I had to repair it, but it looks like it's not working again. Yeah, I'm gonna have to buy a new one. That's really bad. My daughter bought this one for me. It was nice. It worked perfect, wonderful. But when you chew through the wires, well, um, they smell pretty much identical. There might be a little more mustiness over here, but they smell like the same thing. Like I said, this could be the same bourbon in two different labels. Let's go with the taste. Cheers. And once again, I'm sorry about the disruption earlier. The cat was really going crazy, and I thought she was going to step on my power source and cut it off. Oh, you have a friend that had the same problem, huh? A cat chewing through the wires. It's got a good charred oak, a charred oak here. A good charred oak here. Um, they're both 80 proof. I mean, they taste pretty much identical, kind of sweet. Howdy to you, Trevor. It's not going to end. Rich charred oak. Yeah, Heaven Hill makes Evan Williams Craft Beer-tastic, and so I'm thinking they're making the same base, or really maybe the same actual product, and they're just putting two different labels. But remember, now this one is called Quality House, and it's got a white label with green and gold trim with red. This one is gold with red and white trim. I'm working out of town. Hopefully, I can find some Jameson Black Barrel. Oh yeah, you should be able to find that. It's pretty common. So, medium body, dry finish, pretty strong charred oak. They must use a heavy char. Sour mash, which is that sourdough bagel. The like I said, the charcoal, the corn, sweet corn, maybe a little rye, spice, a little wheat. Not wheat, malted barley. Which one do I prefer? Well, this is a half size bottle, $3.75, and I paid $4.99, so $9.98 for a full size bottle. This was $11.99 for a liter, so let's calculate that. Let's see. 11.99 divided by 1,000 times 750, $8.99. Okay, so $1 less per regular bottle. So this gold label was cheaper, and I think the Heaven Hill that they used to make and now Quality House is always priced a little lower than Evan Williams. Is it any worse? Definitely not. Is it any better? Definitely not. Is it any identical? Definitely, yeah, I think so. Always hated it in Texas because they would always stop selling and were more strict than in Michigan. Oh, yeah. Can't buy anything on Sunday. No liquor on Sunday. All right. So last assessment in this dim light. When I shut this off, I'm going to try to see if I can get that light to work again, but I don't have much confidence. Yeah, beer on Sunday. I think so. You're right, but not liquor. Maybe wine, but no liquor. No. They're both honey sweet corn flour. Very sweet. They're both very sweet. No bitterness. A lot of charcoal. Sourdough bagel. I'm gonna say that this might be the Evan Williams because I think I remember a little more sugary sweetness with it, but it is. Oh, well, do I think that's sort of like just some mental thing that they're not really different? I think it's a mental thing and they're not really different. But I did get it right. Luck of the draw, I guess. But it did kind of remind me of the Evan Williams. So are these the same product? I cannot say that definitively. They may as well be the same product because they taste almost identical and they have the exact same specs. They're from Heaven Hill. They're aged 3 years. They're charcoal mellowed before bottling. They're sour mash. And they're Kentucky straight bourbon whiskey. So in any kind of real sense, they're the identical one to another. Availability is scarce, if not impossible to find. So tomorrow I'm going to bring in Evan Williams 1783 American Heroes Edition, which is pretty much the same as the 1783 regular. I don't think I'll confuse those two. They're not really that close. They're sort of close, not too close. Yeah, the cat jumped up on the comic boxes. Yeah, I wish she would have stayed up there instead of causing all that commotion earlier in the video. It was very upsetting. James Morgan says, I'm checking in from Pensacola, having a couple of cans of Florida Man. Oh, yeah, we need the new Florida Man. And yeah, it's a shame because Cigar City is mostly faded from Louisiana. We do get the High Lie. That's pretty much it. Yeah, it's a shame. Oh, you guys and your warmer climate. I'm jealous. Must be great out in Texas and Florida this time of year. Well, in Louisiana, it got down to 31 last night, maybe 32. It's cold today. It's cold tonight. So to me, it's too cold, you know. I think Louisiana is too cold for me. I want to live in like Puerto Rico. I went to Puerto Rico in January earlier this year, 2025. Went to Puerto Rico. In January, it was 82 degrees. That was my kind of weather, you know, all year round. Yeah, I'm sorry for the northern people that got to go through all that cold, you know. People say, well, they're used to it. Yeah, but it doesn't mean they like it. It got down to 4 degrees last night in Ohio. Oh, no. Yeah, we got a lot of snow a couple of nights ago. I love it because I'll become a whiskey so-and-so if it's too hot outside. Oh, a whiny so-and-so. Sorry. My eyes are getting blurry. I agree. Florida is getting too cold on the winter. We had snow last winter. Crazy. Yeah, climate change. We're supposed to be getting warmer, right? Remember warmer? Global warming, but then it kept snowing and they had blizzards in southern states and they were like, oh yeah, not global warming, forget that, we're changing tactics. Oh yeah, it's climate change, which means a catch-all phrase. We can anything. So that was pretty smart. Like we can include anything in that. If it gets hot, climate change. If it gets cold, it's climate change. If it gets dry, it's climate change. If it gets rainy, it's climate change. If there's a hurricane, climate change. If there's not a hurricane, climate change. If it's, see what I mean? That's everything. We have to stop this. We have to stop this. We need more taxes, more spending, less freedom, more restrictions so we can stop climate change. See, it keeps changing. And some people are dim-witted, you know, they fall for that. And I say, you can't see that? Like that wasn't obvious to you what happened? That they just changed it overnight from global warming to climate change because, you know, it wasn't really getting warm, it was getting cold. Puerto Rico is not a dump. It was nice. And I walked through a lot of neighborhoods. In fact, I got lost in a neighborhood, but I found my way back to the main. It was scary because I got lost, but it's nice. It's not a dump. They've lost their minds. Yeah. Well, they haven't lost their minds. They know exactly what they're doing. These people that got a hammer and sickle on their forehead, they know what they're doing. They're not crazy and they're not misguided. They know exactly what they're doing. Yeah, I suppose best thing to do is just look at a weather map, the years of temperature, see how different it really is. Well, it's not really that different. But you can't say that. You know, it gets cold in the winter, it gets milder in the spring, hot in the summer, milder in the fall, and cold again the next winter. Sometimes they have bad storms. Usually they don't. You say, well, that's the way it's always been. Yeah, you can't say that. If you say that, you're a fascist, a fanatic, a bad person. You have to agree that it's the end of the world. We need more taxes, more spending, less freedom, more control over your life and mine. But anyway, getting off of that. A lot different than 15 or 20 years ago. You talking about the weather? No, it's not different. Yeah, I got a son. He is a young man and is more excited to share with me the new, to breathe in and out. It's the same problems with different decade. Okay. So the winner here is Heaven Hill because it's $1 cheaper if you get the regular size bottle. But honestly, they don't taste much different one from another. Now I'm going to turn this off and see if I can fix the lamp, which I doubt I will be able to repair. I did it once. I don't think it's going to happen again. And then I'll just go to Walmart and buy a new one. But yeah, she's buying the bottle because she wants to play with it. Well, go ahead. Go ahead. Introduce yourself to the audience since you're the reason that this video is very dark since you chewed through the lamp wire. No. Don't try to run away. You're the star, right? You want to be the star. Yeah, now she's shy. All right, y'all take care. And tomorrow it'll be Evan Williams 1783 versus the Heaven Hill, which be a little bit different, a little bit better than this video, I hope. You're welcome, and y'all, and thanks for watching. I appreciate it. Bye-bye, everybody.